Hey YouTubers, it's that Van Guy again with another video. Today we're going to be checking out my store finds and mail deliveries for the week. I got a bunch of stuff this week, a lot of stuff. A lot of some rare, cool stuff that I've never seen before. Some stuff that I have been looking for a long time to complete some of my collections. And also some recent stuff that I found in store. So let's check it out right away. A good handful of this stuff I got through a Facebook seller named Brenda Lee. Her husband is a vanner and also a diecast collector, and I'm not really sure. I didn't want to get too personal. I didn't ask too many questions, but I believe her husband possibly passed away. So she was stuck selling off his diecast collection. But she seemed pretty knowledgeable, and she was real fair with her pricing. But her husband did have some pieces that I didn't have, some rarer stuff that I've been looking for. So we worked out a deal just back and forth through Facebook Messenger. She sent me some pictures. We worked out some prices, and she ended up sending me a box of Vans. So I'll try to go through the stuff that she sent me first, if I can remember which is which, because I got some stuff from eBay, and I also found stuff in my local stores as well. So, and some other Facebook buys. So I got a bunch of stuff from a bunch of different people this week. A lot of cool stuff, though, so stay tuned and check it out. First item we're going to check out is this. This is a Matchbox. This is from one of their... I believe it's called Team Convoy. Comes with kind of like a flatbed hauler and a NASCAR race car, and then like a support or chase van painted like the stock car. And Matchbox released a bunch of these, a bunch of different teams or different drivers. And I didn't have this Purolator one, or Purolator brand chase van from this Matchbox Team Convoy set, and her husband happened to have this one, and it was in real nice shape, so I decided this is one of the ones I wanted to pick up. So this is one of the ones from the box that she sent me. Give you a quick shot of the top and the bottom. Super fast Chevy van. And if you're familiar with Matchbox, the Chevy van, they have 3 different versions. This is kind of like the raked stance, where it's got the slightly bigger wheel in the back and it kind of sits up higher in the back. Then there's like a street stance with like smaller, more realistic street wheels. And then there's like a 4x4 version with a 4x4 base or chassis under it. So that's a cool one that I added to the collection this week that I didn't have. Another cool one that is kind of actually rare, that I've been looking for a long time. I'm a big fan of Jada, and this is Dubs, Jada Dubs release. I have every single Jada Dubs van released except for this police one I didn't have, and I think there's also a fire chief version in red with like some flames on it. But it looks like a fire vehicle. It's got lights, and it has like fire station badging on the sides. Not to be confused with the regular red in flames Dubs version. But this one is very rare. I've been looking around on eBay and other places for this police version, and I could never find one. And her husband happened to have one in his collection. I spotted it right away when she was posting some pictures on Facebook. So I'm like, I definitely need that one. It's like I said, I believe it's pretty rare because I've never seen it on eBay or any other place for sale, because I've been hunting for it for quite a long time. Not really sure why. It's more rare if they made less of them, but really cool piece. Glad to add that to the collection. That helps complete my Jada Dubs collection. This is I think it's like a 90s Chevy Astro van. Or 2001 Chevy Astro van. Jada Toys. So it's got metal body, metal base, rubber tires, real detailed wheels. The wheels are like real wheels that are sold in the real world. So it's really cool. Some people aren't into Jada as much because they're a little bit larger scale-wise. Here's another one I got from her that is a loose one that I don't have in my collection, that is kind of a more rare version. This is a Ringling Barnum Bailey Brothers Circus scene machine. If you take a look at their rear window, you can see it kind of has a little circle there. That's kind of like a spyglass. You look in the back like you're trying to peer through a keyhole, or like a binocular or something like that. You look inside, and it has a scene inside, and I believe it's a scene from the circus. I think it has some big cats inside. This one is the version that has the plastic opening hood, and it's a older Blackwall version. It's in pretty nice shape, and this particular van can go up in price. It can get quite expensive, especially in mint condition, if you find it on eBay. So I was really happy to have this one and got a good deal on it, because it does go for more money. I have been watching and looking for one on eBay for quite a while, but I just didn't want to spend the big bucks, and she was able to get me a deal on this. So metal body, metal base, plastic Blackwall wheels. It's a fairly early release. It says 77, but I think that's when the casting was created, or the copyright. This was probably released in the real early 80s, so it is quite an old version. These plastic hoods, sometimes they don't stay down very well. And I could try to see if I can hold it so you can see inside, but I don't think it's going to work. Maybe you can see there's kind of it's distorted, but you can see there's like a big cat in there. Kind of like a circus scene. But yeah, so this is a scene machine Baja Breaker, and this is helping me complete my Baja Breaker collection. I also got a couple other customs that her husband had. This one is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is a convention piece or just a custom. Let's take a look. It says it might be some sort of a club car. Gateway Hot Wheels Club. 2% Vanner Attitude. So just a cool custom on a custom 77 Dodge van. I got this one pretty cheap. Fair deal. So I'll pick that one up. And then there's another custom that I picked up that had came in a little acrylic case with a little certificate. And that's this super van with the Vanner logo on. And it came with this certificate of authenticity, 25 years of vanning, number 21 of 50, and signed by the designer. If you want to pause it, you can read it. Extreme Van Toy Customs. But yeah, it came with a little certificate of authenticity and a little acrylic case. Probably not going to keep the acrylic case. But it is a pretty cool custom limited edition. It's not a direct release from Mattel, it's a custom, but it's a really nice shape, probably because it was in a case, you know, so it stayed fingerprint and dust free, didn't get chipped up or anything. But pretty cool. Old school Redline Super Van custom. And let's see, what else did I get? Got another custom. Is this Ford Aerostar celebrating 30 years of National Truckin'. So this was probably a custom that was made for the Van Nationals for 1 year, but it just doesn't really have much information on the card at all, other than just different graphics on this Ford Aerostar. I'll give you a little shot of the back. Zoom out a little bit. Doesn't really, like I said, doesn't have much on the back of the card. Oh, just pretty much stock release. Almost like this card was opened. I don't think it was like sold this way. I think they probably bought this, opened the card with glue, made the custom, and then re-glued it. But I'm a loose collector, and I have pretty much every Ford Aerostar ever released by Mattel. So let's get a zoom in on this one, get a better shot of it. And this will be added to my loose collection. There's really nothing special about the card. It's just a standard blue card. You can see there's a logo, National Truckin'. It probably says what city and state where the Nationals were held on that particular year. I don't think it has any year on it though, so I'm not sure. Or a number. Maybe this is probably the 30th Van Nationals, since it says celebrating 30 years of National Truck-Ins. So it's probably the 30th Nationals. Probably the die-cast car for that event. I'm not sure if it says Idaho. Can't really read the state. If you guys know anything about it, feel free to leave a comment down below. But pretty cool. On these Aerostars, they all had opaque windows, either chrome or like black, and just a old black wall. So that's a pretty cool version that I didn't have. Also, one thing I got from her was this Maisto burn-in key cars. And Maisto made a few of these vans. I believe the casting name is Dream Van, possibly, but I don't think it says anything on this particular card. And they did make a few that have a little key that fits in the back of the vehicle, and they're spring-loaded. And I didn't have this cruise and taxi version. It goes for a little bit more money because it's kind of on the rare side, especially because it's a key car. Here's a little information about these key cars if you wanted to pause it so you can read it. Some of the information. But I'm going to open it because I'm a loose collector. I'm not sure if I'll be able to give you a demo of how it works, because it's probably going to shoot across the table and then get chipped up. I can get it out of the packaging. It's in there pretty snugly. Here's the key. It has a little, I think it just, these little, I don't know if this red spot is like where you grab it, or if you squeeze it to release. Not really sure. I have another one of these in my personal collection. I have a couple of these Dream Vans, but let's take a look at the van. You know, they're kind of on the cheaper side. They definitely have kind of cheesy wheels, and the body is not the most attractive die-cast van out there, for sure. It kind of looks like it's chopped or something, the way it's, or it's just made to look real cartoony. How the side window and the windshield is so narrow. And it's got kind of a weird stance. You can see in the back, it's got that little square hole in the bottom underneath the rear windows. That's where the key fits in. I'll give you a shot of the top and the bottom. Fantasy, it's the name of the casting. Fantasy. It's by Maisto. It's a fantasy van casting. So the key just fits in the back. You can kind of feel it. Stick in there. And then I'm not sure if I squeeze it, if it'll pop. I don't see it working the way it's supposed to. Oh, okay. I think I had the key in upside down. There's a little silver part on the corner of the key, and that's the push button release. So I guess you can put the key in either way, I believe. Put it in the top or put it in the bottom. And then you just have to squeeze that little, push on that little silver part right here. Let's give it a little demo. So you press that, and that just releases the van, and then it shoots off. So kind of a cool thing for kids, you know, kind of a action van. We got some other cool stuff here, a lot of stuff that's still in packaging. I think that's pretty much everything I got from Brenda. I got some stuff in the mail from eBay. I got a dairy delivery from a local dairy delivery collector. I didn't have this green color of this Hot Wheels Classics dairy delivery. I think there's about 6 colors, and I only had 5 of the 6. I didn't have this green one, so we'll give that one a spin. Check it out. Got some Baja breakers from that same series, the Hot Wheels Classics, or line, I should say. But this metallic green one is really cool. Only one I didn't have. Like I said, there's a total of 6 different colors. And when you're buying them on eBay, it's kind of hard to distinguish them sometimes, depending on the lighting they use to take the pictures. I'll show you coming up here with these Baja breakers. The colors are so close together on these that it's really hard to tell if it's like an orange or if it's in a red, because they're so close together. The shades or the hues are so similar, so it's really hard to tell the difference. Here's the 2 Baja breakers. This one I believe is the red, and then there's the orange. So you can see they're very similar, just a slight difference in shade is the only difference. So we'll open those up. Only I believe with these 2 and the Ringling Brothers Circus Scene Machine van, I think I have every single Baja breaker ever released, except for a couple color changers. So I'm going to put 2 of them on the turntable here side by side, so you can kind of see how similar they are in color, so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see that one is a orange metallic with flames, and then it's the exact same tampo in a reddish metallic with the same flames. So they're both identical, exactly the same base, same wheels, just different colors, red versus orange. So, and those are I have 4 different colors of these classics, but there's actually 6 different versions released. So these are the 2 that I was missing. And when I do my Baja breaker video coming up in the near future, these will be featured along with all the other ones I have. I have quite a few. All right. I got quite a few VWs this week. This one is a really expensive version. This was the first release of the Volkswagen T1 panel, I believe. And it goes for a little bit more money. Not really sure Why? Maybe because it was the first release, or they were just, they didn't make as many. Give you a little shot of the back so you can check out the cars from that same set. And this is an expensive one. This sometimes goes for like 80 bucks. I was able to get one for fairly cheap, only around 50 bucks shipped, which is still a lot of money. But this is the only one that I didn't have from this particular Hot Wheels casting. I have every single other release. But I've been looking for one of these forever at a reasonable price, and they just aren't out there at a reasonable price. So I bit the bullet and paid 50 bucks for it, which I think is way too much. I mean, this isn't even a cool version. It's pretty boring. It's just a candy brand. Kind of a lame paint job in an ugly orange color. So definitely not worth the money that I paid for it, but that's just what they go for. And if you're a completist like me and you got to have every single one in your collection, you know, eventually you're just going to have to pay the money unless you stumble across one and buy one from someone that doesn't know anything about it and selling it for $6, which is probably, you know, what it's sold for new. I'm sure these were probably peg warmers at Walmart or wherever they were sold for about $5 a piece when they first came out, and now they go for $80, which is just ridiculous, but it is what it is. That's unfortunately that's part of the die-cast hobby, is buying overpriced die-casts from scalpers. But I'm glad to have that. Glad to finally check it off the list. I got a bunch of other VWs this week. Some really awesome ones from eBay. I collect this Hot Wheels 100 series. There's the VW Microbus, and then there's also, I think it's Volkswagen Panel Bus. They have two different versions. There's the one with the windows and one without. So let's open this up. Just going to open this one up on camera just so you can get an idea of like what the packaging is like, and then I'm just going to cut to both of them being open so you don't have to sit and waste your time watching me open them. But it comes in a little acrylic case, a lot of packaging, empty cardboard squares and whatnot. But it comes in a little acrylic case. It's got a little clear plastic rubber band on it. It's screwed in place like an M2. Mattel. I think it says 1998 on the base, China. But it's a very cool version. Really cool flames and stuff. And when I open these up, you guys will see how cool they really are. Like how they are very detailed. Hot Wheels 100 is supposed to be a more detailed adult line. These are supposed to be, the reason they call them Hot Wheels 100 is they're supposed to be 100% true to scale, 1/64 scale. So that's what I like about these VWs in the 100% series. They're just a little more accurate to scale with other die casts. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to pull them both out and then we'll get back to it and check them out in detail. Okay, we're back. I got them both out of the packaging. Came out pretty easy, but there was a lot of packaging and screws to take out, and plastic rubber bands and whatnot. So here's the two vans, both from the Hot Wheels 100% series or line. I really like the white and purple panel. But the flamed black window van is cool too. And we'll give you a shot of the wheels and the paint job on the sides. And then I'll show you the features of these. As you can see, they both kind of have a hinge on the back of the van, because the van opens like a clamshell along the body line down the side. So it's kind of got a top and a bottom, and then it opens up and reveals the inside. This purple one is a charity version. Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation, making wishes come true. And it's got this engine and exhaust underneath. It's got some wide tires on it for a VW, which is cool. They all have the same exact wheel style, and they have rubber tires. 3 rivet construction on the bottom. And you'll see they open up like a clamshell at the hinge in the back. So you can see the cool custom interior. This one has some graphics on the top too. I think this is a Kentucky Derby release. So it's Kentucky Derby on the side. So this one was also like a special release. Special graphics. Give you a shot of the inside. The interior just has 2 seats, a little dash and steering wheel. Then it has a roll bar behind the seats. And then it's got a big, huge engine in the back, mounted like a dragster. And I think those are dual radiators in front of the engine. Keep it cool. Not exactly sure. But very cool version. And it's cool how it opens like a clamshell. This purple one is the same deal. Opens up. Different color interior. Black plastic interior. But same deal. Steering wheel, dash, 2 seats, roll bar, and a huge engine in the back. And you can see how it opens along the body line. So 2 very cool versions. 2 that I didn't have in my collection, and now I do. Once I completed my collection and have all these, I'll do a special video on these. A casting spotlight on these Hot Wheels 100 VW vans. I'm not a huge VW guy, but I seem to keep collecting VWs, so, and I have a lot of them in the video today. So we got a few more to check out. Next up we have one from Greenlight. This is a hobby exclusive. 2019. I think it's like the Chinese calendar or something like that. Volkswagen panel van. Year of the Pig 2019. Hobby exclusive. Give you a shot of the back. And they've done these for a few years. I think there might be like a 2017 and a 2018. Corresponding with the Chinese calendar or whatever it is. So let's take a look at this one. I have a few Greenlight vans, but not a whole horde of them. They do make quite a few. You can see there's the number 3491. It's got a metal base, rubber tires. They are very skinny. Let's take a closer look at it. Pretty cool versions. Yellow, like a goldish yellow and red. It's got the Asian graphics on it and writing. It looks like it's got some stuff on the roof there. I'll show you that in a second. Here's the, it's got some taillight detail and some license plate detail. Pretty cool version. Looks like it's got kind of like factory wheels with maybe some mini moon hubcap type covers in the center on the wheels. But it's got some pretty detailed headlight and taillight treatments. And I'll show you the top. Pretty cool. gold metallic with some Asian writing on it. So, pretty cool version. And then I have a 5-pack I picked up locally at my local Walmart. This Matchbox 5-pack. And it's got some vans in it. VW panel. I think that one's a Ford Transit, and then some new fantasy van casting that they just came out with. These other ones will probably just get given away at my local die-cast meet. I tend to, when I buy a 5-pack and there's a bunch of cars in it that I'm not really into, I usually just give them away to the kids at the show. So we'll just shoot through these quick. The cars from this 5-pack. This one's kind of like a fantasy van casting / like box truck. Fensky Automotive Center. It's got little placard holders on the side, so it could haul hazmat or whatnot. And it looks like it has like a roll-up door, but I'm sure it doesn't actually roll up. It's just that style door. Kind of a cool bubble style clear windshield. It looks like it has a little sunroof or something in it, but I don't think it's actually clear. I don't think you can see inside. It's hard to tell. I think it's just black plastic, but I'm not sure. It might actually be smoked where you can actually see inside. Matchbox E-Star electric van. Maybe this is an electric, like a hybrid type vehicle. E-Star electric van. So that must be the casting name for this one. Next up we have, I think this one is a Ford Transit. Ford Transit Connect, yep. Kind of a cool color, like a charcoal or a black. It says Long Beach Bike Shop. That's kind of cool. Some pretty cool graphics on it, at least. I really like the color of this, like dark charcoal gray or black with the silver and white accents on it. Very cool version. I'm sure it's exclusive to this 5-pack. I haven't seen it in a single yet. So that's a pretty cool little minivan. Next up we have another VW, like a panel van from Matchbox. Matchbox makes a boatload of these. Just kind of a plain Jane version. Doesn't have much detail, paint detail, like headlight, taillight detail on it. Matchbox International Express. It says on the side. It's got a little window on the back. Plastic bumpers. It looks like a plastic base. Volkswagen delivery van. Matchbox. So we'll tear these open real fast. Toy Story 4. This is Duke Kaboom. And I saw it and it looked kind of cool. It looked kind of like a little van to me. So I picked it up. Here's some of the other character cars. I also got the Duck and Bunny because it looks like a van. I'm just going to tear these open real quick and get a quick look at them. Just kind of a cute little fantasy character car. Zoom in on it so you can get some detail. Pretty cool. I'm not sure if the guy's like a Canadian character or what, but he's got the little maple leaf on top and on the front. So he might be a Canadian character. Like I said, it kind of looked like a cool little van to me, so anything van, kind of have to pick it up. And next up we got this Toy Story 4 Duck and Bunny. I'm not sure if these are connected, if they come apart. It's kind of like a little van, almost looks like, reminds me of like a Mystery Machine. Let me zoom out a little bit. With the color scheme on it, it kind of reminds me of the Mystery Machine a little bit. But it's supposed to be like a bunny with its ears folded back. And then the duck is the little trailer that's getting towed behind it. I believe that they kind of hook together, but I believe the trailer is a separate piece. See if I can separate them. I'm hoping that you can. Seems like it's almost like they're it's part of it. Yeah, so it looks like these don't separate. It does move back and forth a little bit, like a trailer would, but I'd have to break the little orange beak to get it to disconnect from the van, which I probably will do. I didn't buy it for the little trailer, I just bought it for the little van part, so I probably will cut that plastic piece that ties them together to get rid of the little duck on the back. So that's a kind of a two-piece thing. And then last but not least, I found this Disney character car of, I forget the name of the guy, Baymax. Another one that looked kind of like a cool little van to me. Looks real streamlined, kind of like a cool, it's got a bubble window in the front, and then a bubble window in the back with a little clear spoiler built into it. And it kind of looks like a pair of headlights in the front. And the windshield in front is kind of frosted. So, kind of a cool little van. I think this would make a really fun downhill racer, especially if we were to add a little weight to it, make it kind of heavy, because it looks so streamlined and aerodynamic. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Lots of cool stuff for you to check out. Like I said, it was a really good week for diecast for me. I got so much cool stuff. So this is everything, guys. You can see quite a haul for this week. Lots of cool stuff, lots of rare stuff, lots of stuff I'm glad to add to my collection to fill holes. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. As always, check out my Facebook page, That Van Guy. Check me out on Instagram. I'm that_diecast_van_guy. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.